Let's have a look at some of the examples of momentum burst kind of trades, which I do. Momentum burst is a short term trading pattern where stocks move in a momentum burst of 8 to 50, 8 to 20% in 3 to 5 days. So let's go and look at on Telechart some of the examples of couple of trades and some good trades from today or some of the good setups from today. So one of the setups which I bought, uh, Nova, on this day, Monday. Nova is an example of a momentum burst. Nova was up 12% yesterday, and now in just 2 days or one day, the stock is up 15 or 16%, right? And it was up almost 18, 19%. So, this is the kind of momentum burst kind of trades which I like to do, where this is a day on which your signal comes in. So, if you see, like essentially, um, so this is where it will show up in my scans, and many of them show up very early. And then you buy it on this day, and then the trade is already up 15, 16%. So these kind of momentum bursts are very common. Here is another example of trade which I did. NFS. NFS today showed up in the scan in the first 10 minutes, first 5 minutes, and I entered my entry in NFS is 162.46. So from 162.46, the stock is already up a lot, right? And 162.46 was the entry in the morning, first thing. And I try and enter my trade very early. So 162.46. Again, the stock and this kind of a trade can continue to work for 2 to 3 days. So if this stock goes up for 2 to 3 days, 8 to 20%, this kind of a trade can make. Similarly, if you look at like DQ, which is another stock which I bought today, and this particular stock also showed up in the first 5 or 10 minutes after the open in the scans. This is where it met the scan condition, and since then the stock is up. And again, like if you see last time, it had a momentum burst of 3 to 4 days where it went up 26%. So similar possibility exists for this particular stock also. So those are the three trades which I am currently in. Nova, which I am from Monday, NFAs, which I'm from today morning. I'm in DQ, right? But there are other stocks also. There are other setups also. You had Solar Edge. Solar Edge is a very nice setup. See here, it had a momentum burst where in 4 days it made 20% move. Now today it is having a momentum burst and likely to continue. NFAs obviously, which is what I am. GTLS, which is Chart Industries. PWR, PW, PW, which is an ETF, again, very good setup. Essentially, momentum burst setups, OCLN, QCLN, which is a clean energy ETF, AMTX, which is oil and gas refinery play, Bloom Energy. Again, last time it had a momentum burst where it made 15% in 3 days. Now it is having a momentum burst. Plug Power, last time it had a momentum burst, it made 13%. CERE, Definitive Health, SHLS, Mass, which is already in after hours, is up a lot also. So this is like, and it was up 15%. BBD, Bullard Power, and HBO. Now the trick to trading something like this is essentially how quickly you can get into these kind of trades. Like if you see, uh, uh, because scan for these setups early in the morning, I got into enough phase so early in the morning within the first few uh, minutes. Like before 9:40, I was already in the trade basically. So that if you can find and enter these trades, then it helps you because then you have a very close stop. If you try and enter them like later in the day or next day, you're going to have a very wider stop. And that is the trick to doing this momentum burst kind of trading, where stocks go up like this quickly in 2 or 3 days, making 14, 15, 16, 20% moves. So this is an example of like trades which can be possible if you learn this momentum burst kind of a methodology. And you had a lot of opportunities today. You had Solar Age, you had NFAs, you had GTLS, PWR, PBW, DQ, QCLN, MTX, BE, Plug, CERE, DH, SHLS, Mass, PPD, Ballard Power, and SBIO. So, if you are serious about making money in the market, try and understand this structural tendency of the market, which is called momentum burst, where stocks move in a short-term impulse moves of 3 to 5 days. And there are many opportunities like this any year at any time. And if you can set up a methodology to find and enter them early, then you can get into many of these trades. And on the first day itself, they can go 10, 14, 15%. And then they continue for a couple of more days. And in 3 to 5 days, 8 to 20% kind of returns you can make on these kind of trades. Hopefully, this gives you some idea about what is the kind of trades which we find on a day to day basis.